So from the upcoming, what a pleasure to have you here with us. What does it mean to you to be here tonight?
Oh, it's a real buzz. It's an incredibly nerve-wracking thing to make a piece of art. It's a real gamble. Like, you don't know, all these different pieces come together, and for me it was. I'm a writer who usually works by myself, but this was a collaborative thing, like films are. So I didn't really know if it would all come together, and the fact that it has been well received by audiences and that I've got this nomination from critics is a kind of an affirmation. It's really great.
And for people who haven't seen the film yet, can you just give us a brief overview and what they can expect if they go back and watch it?
Yeah, it's a book about my life, based on a real version of my life, set in the Orkney Islands where I grew up. It's a book about a film about addiction and recovery, but it's also really about place and somebody returning home.
Telling such a personal story to you on the screen, is that kind of a process that's cathartic? Was it ever something that felt overwhelming, and now it's out in the world? It must feel amazing that people are connecting with it.
You know, when I started writing the book, I was in a very raw and hungry place, and I thought I was newly sober, but I didn't really feel like I had anything going for me, apart from I had this sense of something I could create, and to create something out of some difficult experiences and part of that recovery has just made it all make sense to me, and you know, it's I think that artistic satisfaction is cathartic. You know, it kind of makes going through the hard times make sense.
Saoirse Ronan, I think this might be my favourite performance of hers that I've ever. I mean, she's done so many amazing things, but there's a certain commitment that she brings to it, and she's just. It does feel very raw. It does feel very authentic. What was it like seeing her bring it to life?
I've watched a lot of her films and was a fan of hers, but she was completely different in the outrun to anything that I've seen her in before. The last one where she played an uptight police officer in the last film, and then she was. Kind of not me, but a sort of version of me, of my writing, of the spirit of the book, and that was really cool to see how intelligently she'd interpreted both the book and the script, and brought that to her performance. And you know, she's been touched by some of the issues in the film, and it was something that she personally really wanted to talk about, alcoholism and addiction. So I think she used some of her own experiences in there, and it really mattered to her, and I think you can see that.
And I think one of the things after watching it, there's a great, you know, even though it goes to some dark places, there's a real sense of hope that runs through the film. What do you hope that people will take away from watching it?
Well, I think with the book and the film, it was about finding things that kind of replace some of what you lose when you give up your sort of addictive substance, and allowing the unexpected. You know, I never knew that I would get interested in endangered birds, and that I would go and live on a tiny island, and that I would write a book about it. So it's about allowing the unexpected and the power of change, you know, recovery from alcoholism, but more broadly the message that change is possible, because I've experienced it.
And the power of nature. I mean, if there's anything, when you get to the end of the film, you want to go and swim with those seals.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to have come from and be formed by Orkney. The kind of elemental forces there are part of my addiction and my recovery, you know, and I think it's not a straightforward story. It's about kind of learning to harness those forces in a healthy, creative, different kind of way. So nature, you know, is good and bad, and it's rough and it's smooth, and it's beautiful and it's bleak, you know, and I hope all these things come across in the film.
100%. What's next for you? Are you working on another project?
I'm 2 weeks off submitting my new book, which is about seaweed. Yeah.
Love that. We'll really enjoy the evening. Huge congratulations on the film. Thanks so much. Let me chat to you. Cheers.